Dear friends, I wake up this morning in high spirits. More than ever, I am waking up with thanksgiving to God for the gift of life. Having gone through some very difficult times in the past 1 month, I wake up every morning with more thanksgiving to God for life. Nothing to be taken for granted. And this morning, as I wake up and in my little musings, I've been thinking about sitting in my black skin. And yesterday I went through a video that is supposedly the last video from this most heinous, most slanderous, most evil woman who for about 3 years has been out just making videos without substance to try and discredit me. She has gone through all the lengths to try and describe the dark side of my being, to tell the world that this is not real. He is not real, and everything you see and hear about this man is nothing but falsehoods. And his motive is nothing, it's nowhere but just money. Because according to her, everything I have done, everything around me is about lining my wallet with money that is not correct, dirty money. And she did everything to authenticate this, up to taking me to an imaginary court and prosecuting me and producing a court verdict that convicted me. I mean, she, together with a few misplaced little spirits from the pit of hell, tried to do everything unimaginable to stop me. And I have always wondered how in the world and why such a fella would make any sense to anybody. Because it makes no sense when somebody is talking about a person whom you can see, and not just seeing, but whom you can reach out to, whom you can actually lay your opinions to, and they will get them. Jesus said, "Come and see." And one thing that has put us ahead and above every reproach is the fact that we are accessible, that you can reach out to me and I can reach back to you. Right from Kandui, in our little place called Kandui in Bungoma County, where we have our headquarters. And God be praised for making this accessibility a possibility in our day. That is one thing I will always rejoice about and be thankful for to God, that we are accessible more than ever in the history of the world. I can sit here and speak through my phone and you will hear what I'm talking about. So cheap, so manageable. And I thank God for that, because there is nowhere in the world I would have managed doing this without the technology we are in and without being alive in this moment. Why did this woman and her fellow misplaced little spirits manage to tell the world, and so many people listened to them? Why was that possible? And the answer is very simple. It's found on this. The color of my skin authenticated the lies she spewed through time about somebody who is so visible, so obviously given to religiously pursuing what he believes to be his purpose in life. It is the skin, the black skin, and not just sitting there in your black skin, but sitting there and acting. And not just acting in your own capacity, but asking for a hand from those who are different than you. That is it. That is what she used against me. That's what she used to try to convince the world that actually I'm a fraud, that I am not real, that I take out donations and give them to people, and I shoot a video of the same. And then I go back again after shooting the video and I take out what I have given from the people and I go to a black market somewhere and I sell the same things. Because I've already taken the video and convinced the donor that I actually did that, when I actually lied and I went to sell that. Never mind the price it costs. Because of this skin, somebody thinks even $5 is more than sufficient for somebody wearing that. And she went on to say, the organization I had is not even registered, that I don't have the brain power to go to an office and ask for a template where I will go and fill in the name and physical address and all the required details for me to register an organization. That I'm so daft, my mind is so clogged with stupidity that I cannot think in terms of going to register an organization, and I would rather run an illegal thing that could put me in trouble. I would rather do that than go to register an organization. I mean, preposterous. It is ridiculous how much the allegations never made sense, would have ever made sense to any sane person, and yet well-meaning people believed that she had to say, just because it is a black man doing that. But praise be to God, the God of heaven, who has always been on the side of the oppressed. Through history, God has always been on the side of the oppressed. And anybody who argued with the oppressed, anybody who went to pin them down, was actually pinning God down. That's given through history. And God has fought this war with me. And finally she says, that is the last video she's making about me. And I know, because she's a seasoned liar, incorrigible. That's not the last video. She will make some more videos. She will continue doing it. Because if she stops making those videos, she will have no life. Because she lives for me. She lives for my slander, looking for the rot in me and making sure that nothing good that was ever done by me is ever mentioned. It must be twisted. It must be attacked. It must be exposed. It must be expounded on. And that's what she lives for. So I don't believe that her, together with a few who follow her with their multiple fake accounts, will actually stop the slander they have been making. But praise be to God that we are alive today and we are in the safe hands of God. That every tongue that rises against her in judgment, we will condemn. That we are not called by human contrivance, through human making, or machinations, that God Himself decided to put that strange fire in our bosom. The fire that goes against the grain, the fire that seeks to do little things for the despised people. That is enough. That is why we will continue honoring our calling. We will continue doing what God has put in our hearts. And evil will never triumph before good. So we are ready for the music. We know the music is still on, but the Lord is still on the throne, and everything is all right. Thank you, dear supporters. Thank you, dear viewers, for following our course and supporting us. You are truly invaluable. We have done a lot, and still more remains. And I promise you in the name of the Lord that I will still be in the forefront, fighting for the justice of the oppressed, the silent majority who die without seeing a doctor, who die and people say God has taken them home, when it was malaria, when it was a tumor, when it was cancer that could have been managed, who die without anybody hearing about their gifting and whose impact in life and their purposes was never realized because of the environment they grew in, because of the injustice that was meted upon them by those who felt they were above them. So thank you for following us, and I'll continue with my musics. God bless you for being such an important part